Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak on this issue. First of all, I'd like to say that Measure L is I want to read this to you, that Measure L is a police commission initiative that will create a civilian body that has the power to approve police policies and implement disciplinary actions against officers who are found guilty of misconduct. We all have heard about this in the news as of recently, and it's a real serious issue. The fact that Measure L, what it actually does, Measure L transfers the authority from the city charter, the city administrator that disciplines that. It's going to be transferring that authority to a commission, and that is not able to be done unless we go through a ballot. We must go through a ballot in order for this to happen. This is a change that the city charter that really requires voter approval. And the only way that the police commission in the city of Oakland will have the authority to impose discipline after the investigations are completed and the findings of misconduct are reached is by the city charter, and that the city Measure LL. This is what it does. Without Measure LL, that will not happen. The current board or the succeeding board will not have the ability to impose discipline. So this is a measure that directly affects African American people and people of color. And the heart of this issue is really racial profiling. Racial profiling has been going on here for quite some time. And I'm sure you're all familiar with racial profiling. As a former commissioner with the Citizen Police Review Board, I found out that all the cases that we reviewed a number of cases, and these cases involve racial profiling. The recommendations that we made for disciplinary, procedural, or policies, changes, all those recommendations that we made, they were always sent to the next level, only to be overturned. All those were overturned. So all the work that was done by that board was basically rendered useless. Because at that point, that information was basically given, I guess for the lack of a better word, they pretty much decided that this is the way that they saw it, opposed to the way that the board actually came to their conclusions. So with that, I'm not going to be very long. I think this racial profiling is a real issue, and I think Measure LL is going to help resolve that issue. So with that, I think I'd just like to leave you with a quote. I think it's pretty simple what needs to happen here. We need to get out and vote and approve Measure LL. The quote I'd like to leave you with is from Dr. Martin Luther King, and it basically says, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." So with that, we're going to take any questions, but I think Measure LL is pretty important. And I see a hand over here. If I can refer to Rashida, I may be able to lean on Rashida to assist me in answering that question.
Thank you.
Sure.
Labor unions, SEIU 1021 and ILWU and SEIU 21 all endorse Measure LL. So public sector unions are all endorsing us and supporting us. The police union did not submit a no argument to the voter handbook. However, we believe that in the final weeks of the campaign, as we approach election day, we anticipate that they will try to undermine it and either put on a TV ad or send out a glossy mailer that says, if we pass LL, a significant number of Oakland police officers will leave, will resign and go to other jurisdictions, and then crime will go off, and we've seen that movie before, and that is the typical narrative that police unions use to block reforms everywhere in the country, as we've seen. So we will not be surprised if that should occur. But we need to be prepared, and as was the case with Measure JJ, we also need resources, we also need volunteers, we also need to be able to be prepared for that eventuality, that the OPOA will, in the last days and weeks before the election, mount a campaign to defeat it.